Hey everyone, welcome to episode 330, Enjoying Your Kids. Welcome to the Harmony in the Home podcast. I'm your host, Kelly Hutchison. I'm a counselor, a life coach, and most importantly, an imperfect mom doing this work right along with you. And my goal on our podcast is to go from chaos to calm, feel less frazzled, and have more fun within your four walls to have more harmony in your home. So I love today's topic. Before we get into today's topic, I want to talk to you about letter writing, which is our sponsor. Letter writing, you can write letters to companies and earn money as a side gig. It is so much fun. I've been doing it over a year now. I'm still doing it. I'm still loving it, still talking about it. I don't share about it on social media as much as I used to because it just takes so much emotional energy to explain it. And most people think it's a scam or a hoax, which I totally get because I was the same way. But I promise you on a stack of Bibles, I would not be doing this a year later if it was a scam or a hoax. I know if you're listening to the podcast, you probably trust me more than the average person who follows me on social media. So that's why I like sharing it on our podcast, because this is a much smaller and more intimate setting. And you guys know me, you know my heart, and you know that I would never share something that was not legit. And it's too legit to quit. Woohoo! Just kidding. So anyway, if you're interested, you can send me an email, reach out to me on social media. I can tell you the training that I did. There is a way you can learn it on your own. I'm just not that savvy to learn on my own. So I can send you to the training that I did. I can also kind of walk you through how to learn on your own, but there would be a lot of holes if I were to tell you how to do that because the training is very thorough and one-stop shopping, everything you need. So if you're interested, send me an email, or I usually send out the link to the training on the emails. It's available in the US. They just stopped allowing it in Canada. So if you're in Canada, and there's a few states in the United States where you're not eligible. So make sure that your state is eligible before you sign up. So today I'm going to follow up on last week's episode. It was Message to My Grad, and it was kind of a weepy episode where I was doing a kind of summation talk with Lily as she was rounding up her volleyball career. It was senior night. I was in my feels. The emotions were running so high because not only did we have senior night, which, oh my goodness, it was like birthing a baby of having senior night because I just wanted it and we wanted to be so perfect for the seniors and all of our kids. And it was just so much work that we put into it. And it was off the charts, amazing. I'm not a very good event planner. I'm not like a good hostess. Like if you come to my house or if I am having a party, I'll forget to offer you a drink. I'm not that's not my jam. I'm not a Pinterest person. I want to be. I'm a wannabe Pinterest mom, but I think I was a Pinterest teacher, but for some reason it didn't transfer over for being a Pinterest mom. And I have a lot of friends who are Pinterest moms and I want to be like them. And I love it when I'm doing it. It just takes so much emotional work or so much mental work, not emotional work. It's so much mental work. But when I'm doing it, I get all the supplies and everything. I'm like, this is so fun. I need to do more of this. So all that to say, my brain was exhausted from thinking all the through and thinking about the food and thinking about the table and thinking about the posters and thinking about, my brain was just exhausted. And it was just so many emotions and people were coming in for senior night and my dad not being there was a huge, huge, it was just like a huge gaping hole in my heart. Obviously he was represented there at the table and there's a really cool story about the team that we played that night. I can share that in another episode. I'll probably start crying if I talk about it now. So I won't talk about it now, but let's just say I was in my feels. One of my family members, she was in an argument with her, boyfriend, and this was years ago. And she was in an argument and she was retelling the argument and how she was saying pretty much he had done this, and he did this, and then he had done one last thing and he already knew that I had feelings in my body. And so it was like the last straw and that's what caused the fight. And when she said I had a lot of feelings in my body, it was like there was 15 of us at the table and you could hear the record scratch. And we still this was probably 3 years ago. We still use that saying there was lots of feelings in my body. Because she was pretty much saying it was the last straw. I held it in, he did this. I held it in, I did this. And then he didn't call when he was supposed to or whatever it was. And I just let him have it because he knew I already had feelings in my body. And oh my gosh. So let's just say I had a lot of feelings in my body. And then not only did I have lots of feelings in my body, after senior night was over, we have to clean it all up, do all the things. The next day, cap and gown pictures for Lily. I'm like, oh my gosh, how much more can I take? Why don't you just move away to college on Sunday while you're at it? Why don't you just get engaged on Sunday while you're at it? Why don't we just like do the full, like a trifecta? It was so many feelings in my body and so many emotions. And so that culmination video that I did, I made into a podcast because I really want, especially if your kids are little, I want so much for the messaging that your kids get is that they don't have to do anything to get your love, and there's no dimmer switch on your love. And the word enjoy is to be in joy with whoever you're with or whoever your kids are or what. So I love the word enjoy. That's why I titled it Enjoying Your Kids. Because they're alive, because they're here, I want them to know that that's why they are loved and enjoy. We enjoy their presence, their essence, who they are. And I tried to get that message through in the last 940 Saturdays with Lily and obviously with Grady. He was born on 10-10-10, so whenever you're listening to it, you can do the math. He just had his 15th birthday and has his permit. What? And so I feel like that has been the messaging, the backbone of our whole parenting journey, is letting them know that and modeling for them the calm demeanor that we want them to take out into the world and how to manage their emotions and all the things. And so I tried to convey that last week in the episode and in my summation video to Lily, that it's not really about the volleyball. You think you're playing volleyball, but it's really not about the volleyball. You think you're going to school, but it's not really about the school. And I think I did a decent job of getting that through. I feel like we've done a consistent job of getting that messaging through for the last 940 Saturdays. But then I heard Gabor Mate. I don't know how to say his name. I'm assuming it's Gabor Mate. I don't know. It's Gabor with an accent on his R and then Mate. I think there's an accent on the E. So I'm sure I'm saying his name wrong. It's like my grandma used to call Burdines. So I was just going to call him Gabor Mate. Gabor. He is one of my favorite thought leaders. He is so phenomenal. I did a whole episode on how, so many people say, like, I have 3 kids and they're all raised in the same house, same environment, same parents, same dog, same everything, and they're all so different. Why is that? And he goes into this long, pretty much a mini TED talk about how they're all not raised with the same parents because your consciousness is different for all of them. And the way that one triggers you is different than the other. And one that triggers your spouse is different than... It is so good. And it was like, he summarized it in like 5 minutes. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that could be a whole book, what you just said. So he does the same thing in this video, this audio I'm about to play about enjoying your kids and letting them know that you are in joy with them because of their essence, because of who they are, because of their soul, and nothing that they've done or haven't done. It has nothing to do with that. And let them know day in and day out. And you can let them know also with your energy towards them, with our heavy sighs and our frustrations and our dropping of our shoulders and our shaking of our heads. That is all messaging to them of like, I disapprove of you because you had a temper tantrum because of the sippy cup color, even though we're having our own temper tantrum at the same time. So the messaging is done verbally, obviously, but it's also done non-verbally. And I hope that during 330 episodes, we have talked ad nauseum about how to get that messaging through. And a lot of it's verbal, yes. But I would say most of it is through non-verbal. It's through your energy. And that is something you can control. You can't control your kids. You can't control your spouse. Can't control your dog. Can't control your greedy grandpappy, but you can control the energy in which you bring to the relationship. So let me know what you think about this clip from Gabor Mate. I hope I'm saying his name wrong, right? If I'm not, I apologize. But go to his page, listen to his stuff. It's so flipping good, and this one you're going to love the most.
What would you say for every parent or soon-to-be parent that they should really focus on in creating for their children? What would be the 3 things that would set them up for more greater success emotionally, financially, spiritually, relationship-wise, if they could do these 3 things for their children?
Can I say 5 things?
Give me 5 things, please.
Okay.
Every parent should do.
Yeah, so the first thing is, I mentioned the work of Daniel Siegel, a psychiatrist here in LA. He's written a book called Parenting from the Inside Out. Mm-hmm. And it's about how parenting brings out your own stuff, so that deal with your own stuff first, and continue to deal with it as you have children, because I guarantee you, your kids are going to trigger you, and I didn't realize that as a parent, so I visited my own traumas onto my kids.
Wow.
Because I wasn't working on myself at that time, you know. So do your own work.
Yes.
That's the first thing.
Do your own work. That's
yeah. When you're pregnant or when your partner is pregnant, do your work already. Because already the stresses of the husband during the pregnancy will affect that infant in the womb.
The husband stresses will also affect the...
Yeah, because the mom takes on the stresses of the partner.
Right. So if you're stressing the mother, you're stressing the child.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay.
So work on yourself. That's the first thing. Okay. Then there are what a great psychologist friend of mine, Gordon Neufeld, and there's a chapter in this in the book, describes as the irreducible needs of children.
The irreducible.
That if you take them away, the child's going to be hurt.
What are those needs?
Okay. First of all, a secure attachment relationship with the parents, where the child feels that he's just welcome, she's welcome, they're just welcome to be in the world in the presence of the parents. Not because they're pretty smart, right? Just because they are.
Just because they're alive.
Yeah, just because they're alive. Yeah. That's the first one. The second irreducible need is what Gordon calls rest, which means that as a child, I don't have to make the relationship work. I don't have to be nice.
Prove this.
I don't have to absorb the stress of my parents. I don't have to take care of the needs of my alcoholic father.
I don't need to create peace for my parents.
I don't have to create peace for my parents. I can rest from the work of making the relationship work. That's the second irreducible need. The third one we've already talked about, that's the freedom to experience all the emotions: joy, grief, sadness, pain, anger. And by the way, if you look at the brain, we have circuits for all this. We have circuits for anger, we have circuits for caring, we have circuits for grief, and so on. And we're wired for them. And we have to be allowed that wiring to express itself when the situation calls for it.
Wasn't that so good, you guys? Oh, he just summarizes everything so much better than I was trying to summarize in my volleyball video. I tried so hard to say what he said in my volleyball video, and he says it so eloquently. And I know if I send it to my kids, they won't listen to it. They'll only listen to it if I actually say it. And when I send videos, sometimes I don't know if I send them this podcast or last week's podcast, I don't even know if they'd listen to that. But I just want them to know, and I know they won't know until they have their own kids. So it's like I'm playing the long game here. But when they're falling asleep, when they're driving in their car, when they're getting ready for school, I want them to know that that is the backbone of the home in which they live in. So this pretty much summarizes, not only does Gabor Mate do it, but this is a great ending to this podcast and how I want all of us to collectively treat our four walls. This is by Trey Morgan. I don't know when he wrote this on Twitter, but it's a screenshot. I never saw the original. It's Trey, Trey Morgan. Don't even know who he is. I zoomed in on his picture, and maybe I should probably know who he is. He says, oh, this is such a good tweet. This is such a good tweet. Is that what they're still called? When your family leaves the house each day, the world is going to spend the day depleting their tanks with negativity. When they come back to the house, it's everyone's job in the family to refill one another's tank with love and encouragement. This is how family is supposed to work. Oh, Trey, can I get an amen on a Wednesday? What? That is such a good... I love when people take like my rambling and they put it into a 3-minute clip, or he did it in like, what, 25 characters, 25 words on Twitter or X or whatever it's called. So take this messaging with you. This is what consciousness is. Carry this with you in your heart and carry it into your four walls, because there's nothing more important than having harmony in your home. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye. Hey, mamas, thanks for listening. If you had any ahas, clicks, or those lightning bolt moments while listening, you have to check out my free parenting bootcamp, where we take all of this to the next level and we try to create even more awakenings for ourselves so that we can connect more with our kids and never yell at them again. You can sign up at www.coachingkelly.com. And if you really want to fill up my love cup, send me an email of what your aha was, what your click was, what was that lightning bolt moment while you were listening. I want nothing more in life than for you to have harmony in your home, and to learn how to be an imperfect mom like me, which allows your kids to be imperfect too, each and every day. Thanks for listening.